Okay, so I think we have the bigger picture now when it comes to Chi, Transcend, and these new interesting legendary style cards. Now, curiously, we did miss a little change to the text when we were looking at the other three sacred arts, and that is you may only have one of this card in a constructed deck, which is definitely very interesting because it means in a limited setting, especially since this is common, if you open a ton of these, you can play a ton of these, and you can have a ton of double-sided cards that also return to your deck. So I'm curious what the go is going to be for that mechanic, right? The amount of, I guess, proxies you have to swap in actual competitive play, right? Or I suppose you could wait while you take them all out and flip them over and then put them back, but that feels very tedious and is going to slow down play. So we'll see what develops there, right? If it's more than just a singular token that, you tick off what card it proxies for. But we have, if you've played another blue card this turn, Transcend, with proper text to understand what Transcend does, and it is put this into its owner's hand flipped. And from that, we get ourselves our inner Chi. But curiously, right, the art has been stripped down compared to the Sacred Arts, where it's actually slightly different. Yeah, the swirl is the opposite way, but we also have the representation of the 3 versus nothing, but we do still have it pitching for 3. So I'm curious if there's going to be a few different artworks. I would love it if every single Marvel, because this is a Marvel card, has a different Chi artwork, right? Or I guess in that sense, every Transcend card has a different Chi artwork. But yeah, I don't think they mess around. It's either 3 or none, because then it will get a little confusing unless they end up having different Chis that pitch for different amounts. But this is a blue into a blue. It sticks in your hand, and you may play it for your Chi cards, or Chi abilities, I should say. We still don't know if there's any actual Chi spenders or will be any Chi spenders, but you can also then pitch it for normal resources, which is heavily impactful because these are just bonkers, right? With some of the stuff you could chain together if you just wait a little bit, right? Plan. Now, obviously, the big caveat downside is once you've pitched it, once you've played it and you get your Chi, that then goes into your deck as just a fable, right? A flavorless fable that you're not going to be too excited about flooding your deck with. But, right, put a target action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Then if you've played a blue, Transcend, get your Chi, play something else. That is value, right? If they're all blue, I'm debated, right? Because we still have the big blue mechanic, and, well, so far 2 Chi is both blue, right? But you never know. It'd be kind of weird if they do like a red, put a 1 Chi symbol on it, right? And a 1 there, and then you have this blue one that has no symbols in the artwork, but then 3 in the corner. Yeah, we'll see what they end up doing, but either way, this is still bonkers, especially with the whole blue text. And why? Well, we play a lot of cash out, right? And we also play a lot of amulets. Now, does this make it viable? Maybe. Does it make it a cool option? Definitely. So just straight off the top of my head, right? Cash out is the ultimate activator. You can cash out, proc all your Transcend cards, use the Chi to draw, and continue playing cards. That seems like a pretty good, solid concept to me. But yeah, so again, just basis of the mechanic. You fulfill X interaction, right? We're not going to say it's blue just yet, although what we've seen is all blue. We don't want to get curveballed again, since LSS love doing that. But if it is, play a blue, Transcend. Whenever you Transcend, the card gets flipped around, and you're now stuck with an inner Chi, right? It's in your hand. You want to play it that turn straight away, because it still counts as a card. And once you do pitch it, I should say, not play it, then it will cycle back into your deck and essentially be a dead draw, right? In most circumstances, again, there's going to be a lot of nuance to deck building these 3 heroes, but it does also mean that Drone is never coming back, right? If Mystic is in the ballpark, then never can we have a Drone. But in Living Legend, it could be a little bit of a power-up to make Mystic maybe competitive. We'll have to see, right? Again, just you do your normal stuff, and your Encon is drone off of a bunch of Chi just over and over again, right? I think that's fairly decent and allows you to extend and, somewhat compete with the card efficiency of the other Living Legend heroes. Maybe, possibly. Okay, so we have our Marvel. We could probably speculate on the number of Chi cards if they're all going to be marveled, right? It means that there was it 18? 17 without the Japanese, right? So 6 of them are the heroes. That leaves 11. We know 3 of them are the sacred arts, right? So that's now 8. So I could see 8 feels like a good number, right? Especially again, if they're all legendary, you can only have 1 copy. 8 would probably be too many to run in Blitz, right? So that's a 1 in 5 in terms of drawing. And it feels like you'd want them maybe every other turn, probably not every turn, because again, you have to trigger them, right? So you need to play a blue. So you do want to combo them and then most likely play the chi for your hero ability. So I could see 8, right? Plus then the 3 sacred arts. So 9 per hero being a nice targeted number. So yeah, that could be the whole crux of all the marvels. They're all playable cards. And when you have a desirable playable card in every single hero, you have what Evos could have been, right? So they will be desired. Simply put, the marvels will be heavily desired as long as Mystic is played, which is fantastic. Makes me super hopeful for the boxes, super excited to open the boxes. But yeah, just you get the card effect, and then you also get to pitch it. That just completely makes these cards crazy, and definitely gives it the proper transcend, this is your big pop-off turn feel that I was really hoping for. So I'm glad we've gotten something added to it, right? Something pretty cool and desirable rather than just stocking up and then playing. Yeah. They're still gorgeous, but God, you play a blue, you can then play this, right? No, here's just offer these 2 cards already, right? You cash out, okay? You cash out anything, cash out 1 piece of equipment, doesn't matter. You get the silver, but then you also get the blue proc, right? You can then go into Preserve Transition, you get the effect, right? Cycle something back, something you want, but then you also get the chi. You then can go use that chi to pay for the sacred art. You get all 3 effects, which means you get another chi, which then you can pay for the silver, and then can go about your turn, right? You've gone 1 card down to play 3 cards, correct? And draw. That sounds bonkers. And it's the tip of the iceberg. There's definitely going to be some fun ways to work this. I can definitely see just going for a combo build with White Blue Yonder. Again, turn all your cards into chi, you get their effects, and then you have your blue pitchables for White Blue Yonder. Again, with cash out, you have the silver to draw and replace them, right? You're playing 4 cards and then potentially drawing 4 cards to continue. And so far, what we've seen is they're all instant. So non-interactable, non-interruptible, don't cost an action point. This is the epitome of combo and draw in Fab, I'm thinking, right? Similar to Wizard, but obviously with a lot less, you don't interact unless you have the correct equipment, which again, just makes me super excited, right? I'm actually really, really impressed and happy with how it's turned out, but a little bit worried as well, because it just seems like way too great card economics. Again, you get a card effect, you get resources from it, and from the looks of it, you get a hefty amount of resources from it. And while this card is a bit give or take, again, depending on what you cycle back, similar to give or take, then sure, it's on the average to maybe weaker side, right? Because it doesn't actually impact your play till much later on. Or does it? Yeah. So if you've watched any of my recent stuff, you know I've been messing around with Riptide and cycling back Nourishing Emptiness over and over again. No, we can literally just juggle Nourishing. Well, it dominates that I can grab my favorite new mask. I can seek it out whenever I want. I can cycle it back with chi and then go into it and buff it with a nice hefty attack reaction. And I really don't care about the equipment in that deck, other than the mask, right? They are useful, don't get me wrong. So regardless of what their actual play mechanic is, I am probably going to build at least 2 combo decks between New and Zen, where it is about farming chi, cycling it away, probably proccing it with cash out, because again, 1 to however many pieces you want activates your transcend mechanic if they are consistently all blue, and allows you to instantly use that chi to draw into other cards before that chi goes into your deck and becomes an issue, right? A big dynamic swing turn off of cash out. Fantastic, right? So definitely going to be interesting, definitely going to be fun decks to build. Let me know what your thoughts are. See ya.